Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we're focusing on quantitative analysis and hypothesis testing. Let's get started. First, let's talk about hypothesis development. A hypothesis is a statement that you can test through research. It usually proposes a relationship between two or more variables and can be either null or alternative. For instance, you might hypothesize that increased study time leads to higher exam scores among high school students. This sets a clear, testable expectation that guides your research design and analysis. Next, let's dive into the basics of quantitative analysis. Understanding key concepts like dependent variables, independent variables, moderating variables, and mediating variables is crucial. The independent variable is what you manipulate or change to observe its effect, while the dependent variable is the outcome you measure. For example, in our hypothesis about study time and exam scores, study time is the independent variable, and exam scores are the dependent variable. Moderating variables influence the strength or direction of the relationship between your independent and dependent variables, such as motivation or prior knowledge. Mediating variables explain the mechanism through which the independent variable affects the dependent variable, like study habits and the relationship between study time and exam scores. Now, let's discuss correlation versus causation. Correlation refers to the relationship between two variables, while causation indicates that one variable directly affects another. It's important to remember that correlation does not imply causation. For example, if you find that students who study more also have higher exam scores, this is a correlation. However, to establish causation, you'd need to rule out other factors that could influence the exam scores, like tutoring or inherent ability. Understanding this distinction helps avoid misleading conclusions in your analysis. Finally, let's talk about interpreting results for managerial decisions. The ultimate goal of quantitative analysis is to generate insights that can inform decisions. This involves not only understanding the statistical significance of your results, but also their practical implications. For instance, if you find that increased study time significantly improves exam scores, you could recommend that schools implement structured study programs. When presenting your findings, focus on actionable insights that address the needs and goals of decision makers, ensuring your research has a real-world impact. By mastering these aspects of quantitative analysis and hypothesis testing, you'll be able to conduct rigorous research that supports informed decision-making and practical applications. Thanks for watching. If this helped, like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. See you next time.